Peace, my niggas and niggas. How y'all doing this evening? Well, on this beautiful night. Alright, we back on behalf of baby girl. The Valentine's Day edition. Although I see you niggas is still late. Because in our actuality, and I said this before, and I demonstrated again, Valentine's Day really is from, well, we could just claim it for the whole month. Let's just do that. We call this the month of love. How about that? So, and I'm going to explain to you why in a minute. I've already done it before, so if you're familiar with some of my past work, then you know where we're going with this. If not, hang on. You're in for a treat. First and foremost, let me do that right now. Put this in perspective, and then we'll get into this thing called love. So, this is what I mean. Now, in ancient times, when we went off the, you got 3 different types of calendars: the lunar, stellar, and solar. The lunar is dealing with the moon, 28-day cycle of the moon. The stellar deals with the deacons, the dual deacons, of the stars, the zodiac. And the solar, of course, deals with the sun. So we was dealing with the deacons or the stellar. You have that's time being measured in okay, we got 360 days. A circle is 360 days. 360 degrees, right? But a year is 365. So the 5 days come from always Isis, Osiris, I don't want to. I have to pull the book out a little later, but I'll just show it to you. I don't gotta show you. You just put the 4 cardinal points in the center point. So this is a side view, right? Just let's look at it. Let's just say this was a bird's eye view. This would be the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center point, the 5. That's where the extra 5 days come from. And the 360 would be the circle. 360 in the street, real wrestling. Shooters is cold kids, the old shit is learning student enrollment, the focus, the hood is rolling toasters, the knocking medullas off of your shoulders. Well, hard. That's not me, but it's not my shit. I don't want to thinking I'm spitting some shit like it's mine, but if you know, you know. So, now, when you're dealing with the dual deacons, you're dealing with 12 months, 3 weeks in each month, 10 days in each week, which would put you at 30 days a month. 30 times 12 would be 30 times 12 would be 360. So we had broke those down into what you call deacons, which is weeks of 10 months. Now let me show you something. how it all lines up if you don't know yet. This is the sun in the winter solstice. The winter solstice, December 22nd. It spends 10 days traveling from where it's at right now. After them 10 days, it'll be over here, just like this is up here, but it'll be right here and shooting right there on the root chakra, which we're gonna get into in a minute, and it'll line up right there. And it'll make it there on January 1st. From January 1st to here, which will be another 10 days, will be January 11th. Another 10 days from here to there would be January 31st. That would be the solar plex chakra. And from January 31st to 10 days from January 31st would be February 1st, which would put the sun right here lined up with the heart chakra, February 1st. And it would stay from here. It'll take 10 days to get to the throat chakra. It'll make it to the throat chakra at what's that? The 11th. So we'll say those 10 days will be dedicated to the heart chakra. This is where you get Jesus pointing at the heart. That's why when you see a picture of Jesus pointing at the heart, Jesus or Cupid, which is another form of in Kemet, Cupid is Harpocrates. That's his the baby in the egg. That's where the Cupid aspect comes from. So say we're dealing with Greek mythology and all that shit, they tell you about Cupid, but they don't tell you Cupid is actually Jesus. Cupid shoots arrows at the heart. That's the arrow. This is Cupid, Horus, the sun, or your boy, shooting the arrow, or whoever's of the Horus lineage. Well, I'm gonna take care of me. Put myself, because I am the one. And I'm gonna talk a little shit with this shit. But, so I'm breaking this shit down. You probably never heard a nigga give it to you like this. Pick up what I'm putting down. You young dummy. Now, who was that nigga? I was watching some damn DVD when I first came home. One of them damn, I can't remember what DVD it was, but it was a nigga on the house. He was talking, he was like, yeah, nigga. He had a nice little whip or some shit. He was like, yeah, nigga, stop. Anything he said some shit like, get your weight up, not your hate up. Maybe you can get one of these, young dummy. Maybe you be able to do this type of shit. I ain't talking about nobody in particular, man. I'm just having fun. Just like the heart chakra. The jokes and shit. So, but that's the arrow right there. Shooting. The arrow is the sun ray. Vitalizing the heart chakra right there. So it's not Now I'm hearing some shit about, I never knew about this part. They were saying some shit about the origin of well, I heard Bobby say about this a few minutes ago. But he was saying that the pseudo shit sound like some he didn't say it in no words, but he broke it down. He broke the shit off in the breakdown down. Then he went and gave you the real shit, which is what I just told you. The Harpocrates, baby in the heart and all that. But see, it's like I told y'all about since white people are a younger race of people, by the time they got to the planet and the information got to them, they always seem to interpret this shit with some type of perversion or something. So Bobby, he was saying some shit about, because I didn't know this shit right here. And I'm not gonna, I have to post, but I got I don't know if it was on my Starface Spaceship page. So I got a page called Starface Spaceship too. Check that shit out. And I got Starface something. I think when I did the Valentine's breakdown, I put this on my Starface Spaceship page. I already broke all that down, but we'll give it a quick recap. So, he was saying something about something about some guy named Valentine Day or some shit like that, or they cut his heart out or some shit. I never heard no dumb shit like that. I didn't even heard of that. But same way I figured out how the earth came into creation, and with the whole, I figured out how the whole universe came into creation and shit from a single point. Some water. I figured out both the origins of Valentine's Day. I figured out the origins of it. So, and this is what I did. I said, well, first and foremost, I had to do it might be on this page, I'm not sure. But I lost access to my other page, so I had to start a whole other page and shit. I'll probably try to figure out some way to react to it. I don't know, but I can still go to the page, which I'll probably do if it is on the other page, but that's pseudo. This is the real deal. I'm showing you something, but just like that. But when you dealing with your boy Cupid, which ain't a big deal. Yeah, I understand. You know, you get too serious with this shit, but the arrow shoot through the heart and all that shit, which does make sense though. So yeah, I think, but don't go out shooting no motherfucker in the heart. But this is what they're talking about. The shooting of the heart, or let's lighten the mood up. When you see Jesus pointing at the heart, this is what he's talking about. Heart chakra activation. This is the sun in its travels, and actually, I'm just doing it from this would be the ecocentric, which means the Earth is at the is it ecocentric? It's heliocentric, and I think it's called ecocentric. But anyway, I might be wrong, but the ecocentric is the heart at the center. I mean, it's the Earth at the center, and the heliocentric which is the proper one. That's a whole other story, but which is the proper one would be the sun at the center, which is how it's supposed to be. The sun sits at the center, everything rotates around the sun, and the sun and everything else rotates around Sirius. And then, let me get all the way correct, which Sirius is the center of the universe. Or is where everything, it's the unmoved mover. It's called the unmoved mover because it doesn't move, but everything moves around it. So Sirius, and then Sirius B rotates around Sirius A, that's the dark star. I got that captured on film. Crossing, Sirius B rotates around Sirius A every 50 years. I caught it right outside, 2016. I saw Sirius in the sky. the illest shit ever. This is some of the most beautiful shit I've ever seen in my life. The way that star was just, oh, you gotta see it. It's on my page, my Instagram page, that is, Starface Summer. But, it was so beautiful. And that's how I know, this was the city ceremony or whatever. The city ceremony, or every 50 years, the son wrote the Dogon Tribe. Go get a book called A Serious Mystery by Robert Temple. The Dogon Tribe, every time that Series B rotates around Series A, every 50 years, they have what you call a city ceremony. So, I'm not quite sure how they chart that over there, but from our perspective over here, I say when that night, I wish I had the exact date or whatever. It's a way to find out. But I'm sure I can find that out. But we won't put the cart. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, so to speak. But I caught that because see, when I never well, I'm not gonna lie, the star always in the sky. The star that represents the origin, because the position that everything sprung forth from is actually where the sun sits now. Well, put it like this. Right there. Okay. Everything's. Let me find that junk. We gonna. You got a real Valentine's Day gift. We're finna get into the. I'm gonna get to the lovey-dovey stuff. But we're gonna treat this the way love really should be. Love between, and there's different types of love. So, and the low level love is girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, sex, and all that shit. Valid. That's why red. That's why you see a lot of the red. And actually, you ever notice that though? You think of Valentine's Day, you think of red, right? The color red, which is valid, but it's actually it really should be green. It really should be green. And it just shows why. Let me find my notes. Oh yeah, I got my shit right here. Here we go. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting spring. Believe that shit. Baby girl. She's definitely in the building. So if you think that this is a bunch of jive talk and I'm just a crazy man, a slow man, you know motherfucker like that, you know some people that I can run around start a rumor saying I was slow. I laugh at the weak. These niggas is idiots. Look, this is the land before time. That's why I need to start looking into the camera. It's like looking in the mirror, but I should be looking in the camera. That's why I keep looking at myself. But anyway, let me practice on my looking in the camera skills. But this is what the world, everything that, go watch Alice in Wonderland. This is the land before time. remember Bobby speaking on it. I think Alice in Wonderland. He was saying like it was a egg, then some came out the egg, and some came out the. I can't remember, but it's this. What he was saying is this. I can't remember the details, but it's different versions of it too. I'm gonna have to remind myself within this before. Cause I got this book over there, so we'll get to it. But this is the point where this is the beginning of time. This shoots up, right, on a ladder. I ain't gonna get into all the details. You don't know what's going on. You gotta go play catch up. I got a plethora of shit on here explaining what I'm saying in detail, more detail. But this goes up, then this comes down, right? So this shoots up. All that light goes up, creates the sun, spits the sun out. It comes down here. This, when it hits here, it causes the earth up. Well, when all this go up, energy comes, the light comes. Too much. Just go catch up. Sun comes down, pushes the earth up, shoots the earth into orbit, and then the earth and all the planets that you want to call them, they rotate around the sun that sits here, and then the sun rotates around this, and this is fixed. But it has Series B. Series A would be right here, and Series B would be rotating around it. So the sun and the earth will be rotating around the sun will be rotating around Series A and Series B, and Series B will be rotating around Series A. Now they say it's a Series C, but I am of the opinion of, just to be safe about it, but I'm pretty much convinced that Sirius C is not a star, but it's the solar system that we're in right now. That's another story. So, but that's what they call it, the unmoved mover, because everything's rotating around it, but it is fixed in position. And I said I like to say, this would technically be where the sun, it moves from that position, like I said, it rotates around this. But this top position represents this right here. So it's like one and the same, but this represents this. It's just up here. Then the sun moves, and then this is the unmoved mover. Everything moves around that. So, figured all this shit out on my own. Believe that shit. Bits and pieces, you gotta take shit from, learning shit. I'm not saying I just sat here, but, and it's been a mission since 2006 or 7. I figured it out by 2019. I think it was 2019. No, I'm lying. I think it was 2020. No, I think it was 2021. I need to write that. I'm gonna go check that and write that down. But anyway, back to Sirius Star. So Sirius B. This is nothing gay. We need to take this back. You can't have the rainbow, gay people. You can't have it. It's not right. It ain't even, I don't have nothing against gay people. Not my cup of tea. Not into chicks with dicks. Not my thing. But you're wrong. You're dead wrong for trying to take that and make it exclusive to your sexuality. We just say like that. I don't want to hurt no feelings. But this would be Sirius A. And it'll be a little dwarf star. This is Sirius A. This is the darkness. in between Series A. Then Series B will be a little dark star rotating around that. So when I saw Series, I been reading about it, hearing lectures about it, this and the third. The whole while, this shit is always in the sky. It ain't, when I saw it, it wasn't like, unless, hold on, let me see. Unless we just now coming into, shit always been in the start. We just don't, I know, because I'm the only nigga that's talking about it when I caught it. But this shit was a phenomenon. This wasn't just, that's why that's how I was able to catch it. And I stayed outside with the once I seen it in the start, when I seen it in the sky, I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. And this shit went on for a couple of days too, but the first day was when it was just really litty. But it was all from like July of 2016. I pretty much was tracking it a lot. You just say from July to like August, September, something like that. But you'll always see it when on Christmas, you'll see the belt of Orion. You'll see in the east. You'll see three on the east side of town. You'll see 3 stars, or the east in the eastern sky. You'll see the 3 stars, or the 3 wise men. Then you're gonna see another star. They're gonna all line up. You'll see another star. So it's gonna be the 3 stars. And there's gonna be another star, and that all 3 of them line up together is point to the spot on the horizon where the sun is gonna rise up at. But that's when that's winter time stuff. So give me one second. So I caught it when I caught it in the western sky. I couldn't stop looking at it. So the whole night I'm watching it travel from the west side of the sky all the way into the east. When it got to now mind you, I've been hearing about it and reading about it, and it's always been in the sky, but we have become so earthbound and so caught up, I guess, distracted with this realm to where we take the sky for granted. It be all kind of shit going on up there. Straight up. Man, the glow of this. So you go out there right now, you'll see stars twinkling, and you can see, but this shit was like clear. It was like you can see. It was like basically a magnified version of the regular stars. But we don't know unless you're a stargazer. We don't really. And I put myself in that book, and when I saw it. Now don't get me wrong. No, I'm gonna put myself in that bucket. Maybe when I was younger, but since I've been home and been studying all this shit, I've been paying attention to the sky more so. But when I saw this, it made me realize just how much people, and the mere fact that ain't nobody say nothing about this shit. So that's how I know. That's why I'm really saying we don't pay enough attention to the sky. But because this shit was a big deal, but we just. I don't know what. I might start saying we. It's kind of how people that I caught this shit, and I was so. And it's I ain't gonna stop doing it. I'm just wait till I get the scholastics so I can pull out on that ass. Pause. Big pause. But really I got it right here. I think this the book that it's in, the shit I'm talking about, I'm looking for it with. So we ain't too far from it. But and I'm an honest nigga, so I'm gonna keep it triller with you. when I saw, I said, "Is that serious?" Because I never really saw it before. We hear about these things. I used to hear about it, read about it since I was locked up or whatever. Came home, hear about it, read about it. But you know, we speak about it so I think we mystify things so much, and rightfully so in this case. But I think we kind of mystify, or we speak about stuff so it's spoke of in such a mystic manner. You almost think like it's not something you can just go in the sky and see. But I don't know where we'll probably be right now. What's this, February? I think at one part of the year you can't see it in the sky based off the Earth position in regards to it. But and I think that's for like, yeah, because I'm gonna have to pull this book out. I got a baby girl sitting on it. I got a little something going on right here, but we might have to. I don't want to ruin the mood, but we'll get to it. The fact that we speak about it in such a, I'm trying to find the right word, but we speak about it in such a, I guess you could say, a mysterious manner, or mystique. It's so much of I guess, put it like this. I guess it's the best way I can put it. We speak because it is kind of fitting what I'm going to say. But it's just like that, the way we've been trained to imagine God, or how we this mystery God shit. They got us all caught up with people. You look in the sky, but you don't see it. But they tell you God is in the sky. But you look in the sky, you see what? The sun, the moon, the stars, clouds, and meteorites. It's just that simple. And stars, because planets ain't number stars. That's another story though. These anyway, let me stick to the script. So when I first saw it come over the horizon in the western sky, the shit was so beautiful, man. That was one of the best days of my life, bro. I ain't gonna, that's some of the most beautiful, that's one of the most beautifulest moments, or the most beautiful shit, the most beautifulest things in this world. And rightfully so for me saying it, because it's the origin of all this shit. Sirius basically represents, or is, but it's, I'm saying it represents the, well, put like it sits up here, but it was originally right here. So although it sits right here, it represents the original point where we came from, although it's not technically in that place. The sun isn't either. The sun comes back to this after it does this 26,000 rotation around this, but the sun rotates around this. Sirius, around Sirius. You got, like I said, you got Sirius A, which would be the star. Sirius B is a dark black star. It's a dark, and this is real. I seen this shit with my own two eyes, so it ain't no, he just talking, no, and I got this shit on camera on Instagram. I don't want to hear it. Don't play with me. But Sirius B is a little dark star that rotates around that. The dwarf, they call it the dwarf star. So when I saw it in the western sky, it was sparkling in all these colors. It's called Skittleia. That's where you get Skittles from. You know what I'm saying? You gotta separate this shit from this homo shit that's going on. I don't care what you do with your man and lady parts. That's your business. But you gotta need to separate this. This is serious business. No pun intended. This is serious business, because the programming people who are not gay, like me, but not me, because I'm no better shit, so I don't know how to rise above or regular people. Well, I'm trying to break, me trying to teach a nigga some shit about the rainbow. He studied, this not nobody in particular, just give you an example. Say I was trying to, I seen it with these youngsters, and you know they fucked up these days. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit. Gotcha. She told me to get them. Got them. Let me give you an example. Dumb nigga shit. Now we can't, this how you know, and I don't want to get too into this because it's not, I don't want to make this about LGBTQ and all that shit. But I'll say this, I reserve another time for that. But I'll say this much right here. And I guess it's kind of fitting because it may not be my type of love, but I guess can't help who you love. You know, right? Everybody, each his own. But dig these blues. If you don't get this, first and foremost, this is where the rainbow comes from. The rainbow serpent. The rainbow is a symbol of how the earth and the universe came into creation. I'm supposed to be able to put a shirt on with a rainbow on it and walk around as a straight man and not have no motherfucker thinking I'm gay. I can't do that now. If I put on some rainbow shit right now, I can say all I want. I'm comfortable in my manhood. And I know I ain't gay, so I ain't got to worry about it. But if I go out somewhere with a rainbow shirt on, people going to automatically think I'm gay, which is not far from the case. And if you think that, send your wife my way. You'll find out the truth. Or maybe your mother, if she looks good enough. But and me as well. If I see somebody wearing, I know a little better, so I wouldn't automatically assume that. But in these days and times, 9 times out of 10, you see somebody waving a rainbow flag, because that's just how deep this shit had got. You would think they was gay. But what if I came out with a rainbow shirt on? You not going, a nigga just walking by ain't gonna say, well, he's just representing us. This shit is not common knowledge. We need to make it common knowledge so we can take this shit back. Average nigga ain't gonna say, oh, he's representing that serious life. I see you. You're gonna be like, that boy that must be one of them fruit boys. Which is not the case. But I wasn't talking about nobody in particular when I said send your mother my way. Generally speaking. I would preference that. Because niggas be taking shit personal out here. And they're not that special. Nobody in particular, but I don't want to make nobody feel like, oh, you shot a slug at me. I don't know you. Or it's not, this is science class here. Leave all that dumb shit out. All that riffraff, leave that shit outside. This is school here. Now, when I come to this bitch, if I want to talk about some bullshit, we'll talk about, but this is school time. This ain't got nothing to do with you, your personal feelings. Oh, he's talking about me and taking shots. No, nothing to do with you, buddy. So, that there is a problem. It is a problem. LGBTQ or whatever the fuck, 3BC or whatever the fuck. It's a problem. And I think that was done on purpose. So since we got all this other shit in the air going on, might as well just gonna air everything out. Since we got the pale ring files and all this shit out, and you making a hoopla about it, let's make a hoopla. You gonna get nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm the nuttiest. Newt. That's Newt. This is new. Show you new. New. Do your ancient Egypt light of the world. You'll find Newt and Newt. Newt is the male version. Newt with the T on it. physical body, which is feminine, is the feminine aspect of new. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts in this bitch. Now, and let me say it's not technically, because niggas are nuts. They need to all this little dumb shit. But, yeah, man, I think that's fucked up. You know, I'm not even saying that I probably wouldn't even put no fucking rainbow shit anyway. But knowing now, you probably can make a cool logo out of this shit or something like that. But, and it goes back to what I always say, what I've been telling y'all if you been following. Shit ain't bad, or things don't be bad. People make shit bad. People be perverting shit. People pervert drugs. Ain't nothing necessarily wrong with doing drugs within itself, depending on what drugs you're doing. People make the shit bad. Wow. Abuse. Food ain't bad. Who makes it bad? People make it bad and suffer from obesity and high blood pressure and all this shit from lack of moderation. Sex ain't bad. People make sex bad. Telling people, oh, I love you and I'll never give my dick away to nobody else or pussy away. And you over here when you could have just been player by it. Nobody. You should know I don't have no significant other to lay up with for Valentine's Day. And I'm not fucked up about that. I don't want you to mistake that either. But I'm just trying to say I don't want my motherfucker stirring the rumor mill up. Who's he talking about? Nobody. Because it's just me here. So, people make this shit bad. We're finna get into all that. It's all valid and relevant. I just want to get through this real quick. But, that's a problem. And we don't get too much into that. Like I say, how you choose to sling your wine and waft your woo-ha around, not my business. That's my business, though. That rainbow, that's my business. Because, the architect is here. I ain't saying I shot it. I ain't saying I'm the main nigga, though. The one, when they tell you Neo, we in the 1 year, it's the most perfect time to put some shit in perspective. And this is, I don't want to hear, he's egotistical. No, fuck the dumb shit. It's ass whipping season. This is wrong. But this is right. But what they did, taking this rainbow and making it exclusive to something, a class of sexuality that's really kind of questionable. No disrespect, but it just became this accepted and normal in modern times. I'm not knocking it, please don't think that, but I'm just a spade is a spade, man. There ain't enough people speaking up. Everybody around here scared to talk about shit, man. I'm really getting fed up with a lot of shit. Not mad though, because we're in a glorious time. We're just a bunch of residual from the last bullshit that been going on. But I'll continue on. So they tell you God is in the sky, but you never see him when you look up there. So I guess when we talk about series, it's so adorned and rightfully so. The pedestal we put it up on, I speak for myself. I think subconsciously I started to, or I identified it as, because for one, we've been talking about I came home in 2009. Well, I learned about it in 2006, 2007. I was reading about it, then I came home, started hearing lectures about it, mainly, not just him, but mainly Bobby. Shit. I don't want to lie. I know there's probably some other speakers that spoke on it, so I ain't gonna just say he's the only one, but I'd probably say that the majority of the spirit realm is, when you see me stopping like that, I'm getting downloads right now. I'm gonna show you what a bad motherfucker. There's some sick shit with sick going on. There's some sick shit going on around here, man. We should know that now, since the exposure is happening. Oh, this is disgusting. We're gonna get into it. Oh, this is disgusting. We're gonna get into it though. We're gonna power through me. Woo-ha. It's real. Awooga. Remember the cartoon when you get mad? Awooga. It's a awooga. Awooga, man. It's a awooga. I'm gonna show you what I mean. They putting this shit right in your face. But I think that, subconsciously speaking, by coming up under that Christian shit, and Orthodox Christianity, and being trained that the Most High and all this shit is in the sky somewhere, but every time you look up and you're not being able to see it, then I broke out of that program and got to the real shit, and then started learning about Sirius. But a nigga so used to coming from that paradigm, or whatever you want to call it, looking up in the sky. Well, it's in the sky, but you can't see it. But you got a whole bunch of other shit that's the real deal. But you don't know he's in the sky somewhere. But I think a little of that shit, even though I knew that was bullshit after I found out the truth, when I got to the real deal shit, which is a reflection of me or us, but I'm gonna just know. Just know though. I don't want to act like I'm the only one and all that shit, but man, Sambo, Black Gods of Asia, Eugene Adams, check them out on YouTube. I think that shit kind of transferred over to Sirius, because I had to think about it. I said, you know what? Let me sit here. I read about the shit since I was in jail. Came home, reading about it some more. Hearing the lectures about it, mainly Bobby. Let me think. I'm saying that for a reason. Cause I'm gonna say this much. Let the truth feel weary. And this is in regards to the conscious community. They don't get to the particulars. These niggas ain't special. I don't want to make you single you out. You make you think you're somebody. But I think a lot of them niggas would be better off writing science fiction novels than standing in front of people and call themselves telling the truth about waking up the black masses, or whatever the fuck we call them these days. Let that sink in. But I think that when I finally came in contact with it, I say, you would think this is some shit that only come around once every blue moon or some shit. It's like, no, it just was shining brighter because we was at that 50-year mark. And it was meant for me to see that. And I got scholarship on this shit. It happened. Did I have a book? Did I have it already? I might have to hold this one from a book. But, so I ain't gonna get too crazy with it. But, I can't remember if I got that book before or after. Boy, I blew it and got the water. Any nigga talking about, he ain't who he say he is. Man, I take you to Instagram, take you to that book. We don't want to hit. I don't do debates and shit. I ain't with the standing on stage with a nigga, or I don't argue with this shit. Boy, I go get that book. I go get the pictures off Instagram, which is the proof. And you will not survive the wrath of that shit. So you better be lucky. And this is just jokes, not joke, I'm for real, but, yeah. If I was a debater and a nigga was to say, he ain't who he say, he's the Messiah, he's not the Messiah. Boy, I got scholarship to prove that I'm this got me bragging. None of that shit. This is just real deal spill. I got the fucking goods. I got it. So I tell you I'm Christ, I got the proof. Now, you can't, if I put the proof in front of your face and you don't still get it, I can't do nothing for you, man. And you don't want to be on the side of that line. If I'm not mistaken, the Bible says, he who doesn't bear witness, and this is paraphrasing, but he who doesn't bear witness to Christ, they will perish. I wouldn't want to be that. This is not me trying to big myself up. No pun intended, because I got my guy here. Big boys in the building. I'm not trying to brag, boast, pop my collar. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do that. When I found out I was Christ, I was supposed to say, hey, I'm here. I'll be doing the world a disservice to be running around this motherfucker hiding some shit. I'm the Messiah. Now, it took me, I got the first sign, when I started getting into the when I first started getting into comedic teachers or whatever, learning about the I hate woo or whatever, which is my symbol. And I realized my birthmark was in the same shape as that. But at first I said, you know what? But that's one of the things that I already knew. Because first and foremost, I had already put that. Once I caught that bid, thinking some mystery God was gonna help me out, I was like, well, I didn't do this because I was innocent, completely innocent. So in my mind, it was like, I know that was the last straw with me and that shit. I was nothing had that judgment shit. I had nothing to do with nothing. And I don't even think that shit even happened. I think it was a straight up setup, a straight up play. You know how they do our revolutionary figures? Because that's what I was back then. I wasn't metaphysical and shit. I was just revolutionary style. So they probably caught on to me talking on the phone with somebody. Oh shit, gotta watch him. Because I always been what's the word I'm looking for? A threat to the government or whatever. Because I'm a bright nigga. So so first, I'm thinking God gonna get me out of here. I'm innocent, so I know God ain't gonna get me innocent, man. I was thinking that shit. So me knowing how many motherfuckers that went down there. Oh shit. Based off of that shit. Excuse me, baby girl. I'm fired up right now, but yeah, that's how I'm that's how I know I'm on fire. And it's alright. This is the type of shit that okay. See, yeah. She said, yeah. Get the book out. I'm bullshit. You don't be niggas ass. You're still in Valentine's Day mode. When I say getting niggas ass, I'm gonna drop some signs. You gotta get real particular with niggas, because these niggas be. She was right. I had the book set up on the woo. No, let me reset that up. Set that back up. Alright. Right here. I like that. Don't worry about it. It's personal shit right here. Got a little something going on. Ooh. Yeah. I might share it with y'all. Maybe. Shit. I cracked myself up. Let me do something real quick. Wow. Yeah, I use that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hey, hey. All right. There we go. That'll do it. So, I get down here. Catch the bid, go to trial, blue trial. Now once that happened, I said, you know what? That shit cannot be real. That broke things. That show you how things happen for a reason. Went to trial, got found guilty. They gave me 10 years. I said, if there's some type of, if this yard they was talking about in the sky is real, why would he? And I ain't, if I was a fucked up nigga like that, I ain't done that shit. Well, you know, I get a lot. Maybe that's the coming now. I'm not perfect. I got my shortcomings like everybody else. But I didn't deserve that shit. No, it made sense later on the line. Because it's like Vday was saying, they always doing some shit to try to thwart us. But we so much, we the real people of the planet. We the gods on earth. So, even though we be getting our ass handed to us through slavery and the fall of Kemet or the fall of all the niggas and shit or whatever. Sample, Black Gods of Asia. Go watch it. I ain't skip all that. You'll see what I was gonna say. I'm spending too much time on this, but I'm gonna keep doing it. So we get back to the Lovers' Day. So, when that shit happened, I said, you know what, something ain't right about this shit. Like, something ain't right. Now take that and pair it with the other contradictions and shit in the Bible. You know, the questions, you be like, well, but this is this, because you know, I just give you a little milk for the baby, so we don't get, you know how, because so I give you some common. Now people be like, well, if Adam and Eve was the first people on earth, where did the other people come from? You know, shit like that, or you know, shit like that. So once that happened, I was like, man, something ain't right about this shit. And made it to TDC. Bumped into my guy, to the guard, magnificent. Piece of the guard. Triple D-Town stand up. That nigga did an excellent work. Started conversing with him. He started putting me on. Now he was like, he thought, like I said, before I even got into the 5% and all that, I've always been a deep, I don't want to say deep, but deep, and you just say intelligent, for lack of a better way of putting it. So, never trusted the government. You know, big Pac fan. He had a lot to do with that shit. But I was really shout to Martin Luther King. Shout to the whole struggle. Because once I got to the age where they started telling us what happened to us and shit, from that point on, I never trusted the government. And it put the so-called authoritative figures over us on the opposite side of me. So from that point on, as soon as I learned about slavery and what they did to Martin and more so Martin, because they teach you that in school, and you get a little older, find out about Malcolm and NOI and all that. Once all that shit happened, I always looked at life through the lens of a battle. So I might not have been, I'm talking about as a kid, I might not have been able to tell you about the Star Series and how to do magic and all this old shit. But I knew we had a goddamn foe on our hands. A lot of people think, oh, we got free from slavery and we can drive cars and all this shit now. And we got more. See, that's how they rock niggas to sleep. The more physical freedom they gave us, they was giving us physical freedom, but they was exchanging the physical freedom for a mental freedom. So by the time you got to the point to where we at now, or we're just people waking up now, so I'll give us a little bit more credit. We're just in the 80s and 90s, 70s, and all that shit. All right, till you went back in the 70s. Ain't no stopping us now. Now, get me when I'm saying this. Don't, hold on. Let me write this down so I won't forget one. But I want to say this because I've been meaning to say it. And I know if I don't say it right now, it'll probably be another lecture or two down the line before I do. So let me get my ducks in order real quick. And I will be, man. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the song. Now I don't necessarily remember the group that sings it, but and I may be a little off with it, so excuse me if I'm a little inaccurate. But I'm gonna say this much. Let me take a leak real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, this was a channel or a download. We just say it like that. That's good. It's good to be because y'all say channel, or we person say channel. I might get a channel from I got a channel from Aaliyah earlier. She said I can share it with you. So she's a real mysterious figure. She don't. I gotta be careful with baby girl because she, certain things she don't, Aaliyah. Certain things, she likes to keep confidential. So, if you don't believe me, I'm gonna point you in that direction. I'm gonna show you where to go. Well, you can hear it come from my own mouth. But, we like Swayze and Demi. With his back reverse. Because in the movie Ghost, Patrick Swayze is the ghost and Demi is still on the earth. But in this case, I'm the one on the earth and the man's on the earth and she's in the spirit realm. And you know that scene? I'll give y'all this little business we dealing with love. That little scene. Go watch the movie Ghost. And you're gonna see that one scene where they molding the clay pot, right? They molding the clay pot. Now, the potter's wheel it spins. That's when you're gonna kim it. That's the Kepler, the sculptor. Kepler. But you're gonna see when you see him doing that molding, it's the reference to the molding of the earth or whatever. But all right, so the song Ain't No Stopping Me Now. Now, I wasn't born when that song came out. But and the OGs can correct me if I'm wrong. But album of the I do a lot of, most of my studies be on metaphysics and all that. But I think in the spirit of writing this book, I want to get more into the details of historical matters. But I want to say, when that song came out, that was a time where the floodgates of opportunity started opening for black people in the light of segregation and all the shit we went through before that. Dope song, love it. It's probably more relevant today though than it was then. And this is not to knock the song or the group. Don't take it like that, because I understand. And if I was born when that motherfucker came out, I would be right there. Ain't no stopping us now. I'd be right there with you. So this is not that. Please don't take that like that. But I think for one reason or another, when I hear that song in light of what I know, I think that it was kind of a part, let me be safe about it. Let me say, I think it was a reflection of us feeling like, due to the fact we was getting more opportunities, we was really getting somewhere. On a physical level, yes. But one thing I can tell you, what I've noticed through my studies of just life, period, the more opportunities that they granted us, the less solidarity. It broke up the opportunities, broke up the solidarity, because the more opportunities we started to get, the less we started feeling like we had to fight. The less we fought, the less we started feeling like we had to fight, the less we started feeling like we had to stick together. Hence, modern day times, it's just battle royal around this motherfucker. In the ring, I'm drinking like a mile of oil. Man, look. So, and I ain't gotta argue with you about that. You know that. Shit, anybody with two eyes can see that. At least in the black world. But shit, now everywhere, everything's divided and fucked up. Well, not fucked. We are ushering into the Aquarian age. Don't let nobody fool you. But this shit you seeing now is just residuals. A lot of residual bullshit from the last age that has to be cleaned up in one way or another. So, but I think that song. Well, let me get back to what I'm saying. The more opportunity we got, the more separated we became more divided. I'll give you an example. We even got to do. But I think that song represented. I think it sounds as if it was inspired by us starting to see more money, and I can go and spend my money over here while I'm sitting next to the white man and eating his fancy dinos or whatever. So we started mind you, this is just me. So I think I seen it. I think the reason why it comes off to me like that, I think I seen it. This is when I was younger though. I think I seen something where a movie or somewhere that was dealing with us coming out of segregation and being discriminated or less or them practicing less discrimination on us. I think that song was playing. Maybe it was something like that. That song was playing while that movie was conveying that message or shining a light on that time in history. And I think it was something like that. But I don't want to mislead you. Bring on the clock, okay. I'll stop it right here. We'll be right back.